Good afternoon, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People. Today is May 19th, 2023. And today I want to talk to you about one of the worst end-time lies of all. A 7-year tribulation. I want to look at the book of Revelation, and I want to show you over and over and over again 3.5 years, and there is never even a mention of 7 years in the book of Revelation. So how long is the Great Tribulation? Revelation 12:14, and to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place where she is nourished for a time, times, and half a time from the face of the serpent. Time, times, and half a time, 3.5 years. The woman is taken away for 3.5 years. She is not taken away for 7 years. Revelation 11:12, but the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread under foot 40 months. 40 months, 3.5 years of great tribulation. The holy city shall they tread under foot 40 months. 3.5 years, not 7 years. Revelation 13:5, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 40 months. The Antichrist is given power to continue 42 months, 3.5 years. The Antichrist is not given 7 years. He's only given 3.5 years. Revelation 11:3, and I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth. The 2 witnesses will preach for 3.5 years. They're not going to be preaching for 7 years. They're only going to be preaching for 3.5 years. Revelation 12:6, and the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of God, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. 3.5 years. The woman is taken into the wilderness, into a place prepared of God, and she will be there for 3.5 years. Why does everyone say that the woman is taken and the wedding feast is 7 years, when the woman is only taken into the wilderness for 3.5 years? Now let's look at everything from this perspective. The book of Revelation uses the word 7 36 times. 36 times the word 7 is used. It talks about the 7 churches, the 7 spirits of God, the 7 golden candlesticks, the 7 candlesticks, the 7 stars, the 7 lamps of fire, the 7 horns, 7 eyes, 7 seals, 7 angels, 7 trumpets, 7 thunders, 7,000 men dead in the earthquake, 7 heads, 7 crowns, 7 last plagues, 7 golden vials full of the wrath of God, 7 mountains, 7 kings, and the 7th stone is chrysolite. So here in the book of Revelation, the word 7 is used 36 times. God is perfect in everything he does, and 36 times the word 7 is used in Revelation, yet not once is the term used 7 years. If the tribulation lasted 7 years, would God not have told us clearly the tribulation lasts 7 years? I mean, he went through great lengths to show us 7 is related to almost everything else, yet there is no mention of 7 years. But when the time is mentioned of the Great Tribulation, and the woman taken to a safe place, and the timing given to the Antichrist, the timing given to the 2 witnesses, it's repeated each and every time exactly in different ways, so we can know what God is saying very clearly, time times and half a time, 42 months, 1,260 days. 3.5 years repeated 5 times in the book of Revelation. Do you think God wants us to know how long the Great Tribulation is? So my question is, why do all the watchmen believe and teach and preach something that is not even found or written in the Word of God, especially and more than anything in the book of Revelation, where all of the end time understanding is given to us in the book of Revelation? And if there was any book that should mention the 7 years, it should be the book of Revelation, because 7 is already used 36 times. Can the Great Tribulation be less than 3.5 years? Let us take a look at 4 different passages that suggest that the Great Tribulation will even be less than 3.5 years. Matthew 24, 21, and 22. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. So we have a time given us in the book of Revelation of 3.5 years, but Matthew says that the Great Tribulation, those days of Great Tribulation shall be shortened. Mark 13, 19 through 20 says the same thing in a different way. For in those days shall be affliction. It's the same time. It's the time of Great Tribulation. The time of affliction. Such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which God created until this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved, but for the elect's sake, whom he had chosen, he hath shortened the days. Those days of affliction, those days of great tribulation will be shortened. Then we have Revelation 12:12 that says, Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea! For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. A short time. Now, if we understand what time means in the Bible, when it says time, times, and half a time stands for a year. So a short time may even mean less than 1 year. That's the way I see it. Either way, he has a short time. Is 7 years a short time? 7 years is not a short time. 7 years is a very long time. Is 3.5 years a short time? Well, it's shorter than 7 years, but it still seems like a long time to me. 3.5 years is not a short time. And a 1 year or less than 1 year could be a short time. That seems more along the lines of having a short time. It says that the devil has a short time. Revelation 17:10, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, 1 is, the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. A short space. A short time. The days are shortened. 4 times it is told us that the days will be shortened. Very important detail. And we're already given the 3.5 years. So 3.5 years are shortened. Less than 3.5 years. Can the Great Tribulation be less than 3.5 years? Absolutely. I believe absolutely the Great Tribulation can be and will be less than 3.5 years. Now the woman is taken into the wilderness for 1,260 days. It has shown us exactly the exact number of days the woman is taken into the wilderness. Now, if we're watching Pentecost on May 28th, 2023, Pentecost on the Gregorian calendar, which also happens to be 40 days from the hybrid solar eclipse in Cetus the whale, sign of Jonah, a 40-day warning from April 19th to May 28th, Pentecost on the Gregorian calendar. The woman is taken into the wilderness for 1,260 days. If you go from Pentecost, May 28, 2023, 1,260 days, it brings us to Saturday, 7th of November, 2026, which on the Hebrew calendar is the 27th day of Chesvan, which is the day the flood ended in the timing of Noah. The flood ends on the 27th day of Chesvan of the year 1657 from creation. The earth dried, 8:14. Genesis 8:14 says the earth dried on the 27th day of the second month, completing the 365-day duration of the great flood that wiped out all life on earth, save for the 8 human beings and all the animals, at least 2 of each species in Noah's ark. And on this day, God commanded Noah to come out of the ark and repopulate, settle, and civilize the earth. Here also we see that the great tribulation will be like unto the days of Noah. As in the days of Noah, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. And the flood in the days of Noah lasted less than a year. And since the great tribulation will be much worse, it will be worse than any other time that this world has ever known. It'll be worse than the flood. Then we can see why the days may be shortened and there may not be a need for a full year as there was in the flood, as in the days of Noah. A short time, 1 year, the same way it took 1 year for the end of the flood in the days of Noah. Now here is something for us to consider. We are working very hard to try to understand the day of the rapture of the church. We are hoping for Pentecost on May 28th or May 29th, anywhere between now and May 30th. Somewhere in this time we have been watching. But we have the 2 great American eclipses that in a 6-year and 6-month period, nearly 7 years from 2017 to 2024, we have 2 great American eclipses, and the exact middle day of the 2 great American eclipses was the first vaccine in the United States on December 14th, 2020, confirmed by a 3rd great American eclipse over South America. 3 great American eclipses, and the exact middle day is the first vaccine over the United States on December 14th, 2020. Now, if this is a marker for this end time period and a middle time that started on December 14th, 2020, if we look at April 8th, 2024 as the possibility of the end of the Great Tribulation from May 28th, 2023 to April 8th, 2024, 316 days. Now, to put the April 8th, 2024 eclipse into perspective, from the rebirth of Israel on May 14th, 1948, if you go forward to Israel's 77th birthday based on number of days, 70 plus 7 years, their 77th birthday, 77 years times 360 days is 27,720 days. And if you go from May 14th, 1948 to April 8th, 2024, it's 27,723 days. A 3-day difference on Israel's 77th birthday to the final Great American Eclipse on April 8th, 2024. Now, in the timing of the flood, God remembered his covenant with Noah and sent a rainbow. God sent a rainbow and remembered his covenant, and he made a promise that he would never destroy all of planet Earth again by water. And he remembered his covenant and gave the covenant of the rainbow to Noah. Well, God has made a covenant with us and with the world through his word, and one of the most important Bible verses is, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." Could this be the covenant of God, that he will remember, even connected to the shortening of the days of the Great Tribulation from Pentecost, May 28th, 2023, to the final Great American Eclipse on April 8th, 2024, which is on the Hebrew calendar, Nisan 1, that is Nisan 1, the new year, could mark the new beginning, could mark the end of the 6,000 years and the beginning of the millennium, the return of Jesus Christ on April 8th, 2024, marking the covenant of God in John 3:16, 316 days of Great Tribulation. So if you are left behind, first and foremost, remember this: for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. I pray you are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people, the sign of his coming revealed.